So it seems Wilco finally got his time zone right. And let's pull out my new triage script. Okay. Pull out his conversation with me. Wilco. Are you? Wilco Estern born. So many things. Manager, co-founder. Getting started. Validation, how to get clients. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Wilco.
Hey, Sean, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How's it going, Wilco?
Good, and you, man? How you doing?
Great. Hey, we finally made it work.
Yeah, we did.
Where are you based and what time is it over there?
It's now, what is it? It's 9 o'clock in Namibia. That's close to or next to South Africa, the country next to South Africa.
I see. That is at night. Hey, so you have to help me
night,
here.
It's in the morning. Is it at night with you?
It's right in the afternoon, 3 p.m.
Okay. So mine is 9 a.m. So very early still, or quite early.
I see. That's awesome. Hey, you have to help me here. I have some notes, but I am not too sure what is your current situation. I know that you had a brief conversation with Saba that you are trying to start this coaching thing, right?
Yeah.
So could you share with me a little bit on your background, what are your goals and things like that?
Sure. So I'm sorry, somebody tried to phone me. Are you there? Because I'm using my phone. I'm actually at my guest house. I've got two business locations. I've got my guest house, and then I've got I've got a media agency which is in another area of town, and so I'm not in front of my PC now. My background is media and tech. So I've been in development and sort of marketing for about 20 odd years since I was very young, and I've always owned my own businesses. And 5 years ago, I built up quite a big media sort of entity that was specialized in web development, marketing, queue management solutions, etc. And we moved to another town, which is called Swakopmund, which is on the coastal side of Namibia. And we kind of started over. We wanted a more easy life for our kids. And so we got into tourism with a guest house. And then I started a fintech business called Buddy Industries. And the fintech kind of specializes in what we've got a super app, similar to Grab and Gojek or WeChat, but for Africa. And on the back side, we've got a merchant app, which is more for the business, which focuses on managing transactions, tap to phone and e-commerce and all of that. And so that's kind of what I'm busy with, what I do on a daily basis. Is what keeps me kind of busy. And, it's a big part of my passion is technology and innovation. And people. The tourism side has been a bit down, obviously, the last, let's call it, obviously since COVID 2 years. And so I missed that part, the interaction with people and connecting with them. But that's still there. There's still a big part of that. And we kind of starting our own franchise now in the Airbnb space called Perfect Stay. So it manages Airbnb apartments under a conglomerate brand. with the whole tech included in it, with apps and rewards and so on. But I miss the part, and that's why I reached out, I think, is I want to do coaching. And the challenge was always, what is it that I want to do? Is it personal coaching? But I kind of figured it's more around business. So it's business coaching, but at the same time, and if you've got yourself sort of in a space of being successful, I guess, and of being content, and of being, in a space of being in dedication and commitment, etc., you can extend that into your business. So, it has to start with you, and then obviously it starts into your business. And I think a lot of people don't do what they really love. So, they start with money in their head, or they start with sort of things that aren't really what they love doing. And I think I want to, one, bring that back, and then two, if I can, do what we call I love that, the business transformation. So taking a business, helping the owner and the business kind of transform, so reinvent themselves, because those are my keywords are like innovation, inspiration, creative expression, business, what's the other, like technology. So if I can spend, and then obviously individual, so a personal sort of empower, and that comes back to inspiration. So empowering the guy himself, and that took me some time to figure out, and that's why it's been and I've obviously been busy with a lot of other things, and it's just been something that's been nagging at me in a way that I've wanted to start for a while now. And so by default, these posts showed up, and I believe sort of in synchronicity and things coming at the right time, at the right moment. And this is kind of for me, for me getting into that, because with a business, you'll know that a lot of my job is more around making sure everybody else is doing their work. But sometimes I'm missing myself doing the work, right? And so I want to actually get really deep into the consulting side of things. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm now, and I'm a bit stuck because of what is the next step and where am I going and so on. So that's kind of where I'm now.
I see. So I think you're at the right place, because I think I have a good idea how we are attracting beings like yourself that came from a very successful background. For yourself, it's technology, I'm looking at the website right now. It's very well done, and it's sleek, it's professional, and also I think you have a very strong background in what you do, but it seems like even though you're strong, the fulfillment may not be there anymore. Am I right?
Yeah, it's there, but there's a lack. It's not a lack. It's just there's something that I want more, in a way. So I'm fulfilled, and what I do, I love. I really do love it in many ways, all of it. But it's like there's a part of it I'm missing. It's like I've always also thought of that was also one of the stumbling blocks for some time is, do I want too much? But then I realized it's just who I am. I like to have a lot of things going in my life. I do enjoy it, being kind of busy and having to think and stuff.
I see. So when you say you want more, you mean more of the fulfillment that comes from helping to impact lives at a deeper level. Yeah.
So almost more serving directly, being fulfilled from serving others in a purpose. So it's almost like giving, but at the same time it's getting, because as I'm giving and as I'm teaching what I've learned and what I've grown and what I've gone through, I'm actually getting. So it's actually about me getting, but at the same time I'm giving, because that gives me pleasure.
Got you. And what's kind of driving this at this stage of your life? Is it just a phase that you have, found yourself just getting into, or did something happen to spark this desire?
No, I just think it's not a phase, because I've been sitting with it for many years.
Many years.
Always been, it's been a dream. It's been a dream, but the dream was that if I want to, the first idea was always I need to sustain my family and my life. And I kind of always did that with my business. And so big part of my journey with my businesses is I'm building a business that can kind of run itself. You know, it creates a monthly retainer income, all of it. And so I don't have to be as involved on a daily basis at some point. And that was always the idea. And then I felt I can go into this space where I can spend more time helping others with their business, with themselves, you know. But at the same time, I want my own business. I love that aspect. I think it keeps me in the game, right? I feel if I can advise and I can assist, it must come from a space where I've gone through it often, you know.
So other than the both of us being at the right time, right place, what makes you feel that Sabah might be the person to give you some of these solutions in this area? You know, was it what you saw on her work, or what drew you towards speaking with Sabah?
Yeah, so yeah, you mentioned the first point was just it came at the right time, right moment. So I felt like let's connect. You know, I kind of really believe there's signs and opportunities that present themselves. So I saw that as something coming up. Looking into the way she conducts her page and the group and the marketing and stuff she does, I think it's very professional. It's not so overwhelming about it. I get a sense of she's in it for the right reasons, right? Not so much for just making money out of the guy, which is what those are everybody's going into coaching on some level. A lot of people are, a lot of sites, a lot of online businesses. And it's just sometimes overwhelming that it's more around sign up, pay here, do this, you'll change your life forever, whatever. With her, I didn't get that sense. You know, I really felt there was more of a, it resonated from a personal space. So, but very professional. So yeah, it just felt right. I think feeling is what gave me the intuition.
Yeah, she's a very balanced human being, and I feel that's a rarity these days as well. And
yeah,
I can feel your enthusiasm, and it seems like right now it's on a high. Is there anything that's, I mean, you mentioned it's been many years, but is there anything that's happening right now to, you know, make you feel that I think it's about time that I built something now?
I just, you know, I've gone through a lot of transformation. So on a personal side, so I've always believed in working on myself. Many years back, I went through a lot of anxiety. I had quite an intense episode with that, and I worked through it myself with, you know, I used different modalities and sort of mentors and books and stuff versus medicine, which I think was perfect for me because that helped me grow as a person and look at aspects of myself that I didn't see at the time, that I uncovered through this. So I think I stumbled upon the version of myself that I enjoy and that wanted to express itself more. And this is part of it. And so it's been since that time that this part of me has always been coming forward in everything that I do. So I remember part of my coaching also, I think, extends itself currently into my existing businesses with my people and with what I'm busy with, etc. But it is at a time, it is at a moment where it's like a hobby. I don't do much other stuff, you know. I'm not a very big social person. I pretty much spend my time working and you know, I don't go out or anything. And so I feel this is a hobby and something for myself, for my heart, that I want to do or explore to see, you know, does it really give me the satisfaction that I anticipated to get, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, okay. I really feel you because I'm the same way as you.
Yeah.
So I totally understand the kind of things you're describing.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I think you're obviously a very capable and intelligent person. You have had your stories, you have had your personal experiences, and you have reached a point in your life where you're ready to put that into something and
Yeah.
give it to, I don't know, younger people, a younger version of you, something like that. And what do you feel it's the some of the main obstacles that might be holding you back from doing that?
Um, part of it is always, I think, comes back to me believing that I can do it, even though I know I can, but it's still really just trusting that and doing it. And kind of if the fear of failing, because I feel I don't want to fail, I can fail myself in a way. I don't want to fail the person, right? I don't want to give somebody wrong advice in a way, or advice that's, I don't think there's wrong or right, but advice that doesn't help them. So I guess that's one part, and the other part is just the busyness. It always comes in between. But I know I'm creating my own story, so the busyness is more of an excuse, right? And so that's why my intention daily is, part of I have certain routines and certain ways that I conduct my days and stuff is bringing this as an intent into my life, and I've already started with 1 or 2 sessions for customers into this space. I just feel I'm missing a bit of structure. I'm missing some tools, although I have many tools and I've read many books and there's a lot of insight and a lot of information and stuff that I have. It's just like, how do I bring this all together? And one, is it the business? Is it the personal? Is it both? If it's both, what does this program look like, right? If you look at a lot of successful coaches and motivators and consultants, I guess that's the space that I'm in. Like, they have a specific strategy and what is it, like they have a book, that they run by, and they've got a document for everything, and I'm more of a guy, I walk into a business and it's really about, I can see things, feel things, notice things, and work at the moment with the person and with the situation, versus having a lot of structure. But I think I need the structure, in a way, for the marketing and stuff.
I see. And usually I will identify 3 big areas. Right now I have identified 4. And hey, no worries on the how questions, like, am I gonna help business? Am I gonna help personal? What is my next step? Like, don't worry about the how so much. So I have one final question for you before I present my diagnosis, which is, are you at a stage right now where you are looking to have a clear solution right now, or you are kind of feeling your way and still searching?
So it's both. It's definitely looking at a clear solution, and seeing it and resonating with it. And typically, what I love is if I can go through a solution and then have the experience of it, say, okay, this is a solution that works. Let's kind of help others with the same solution, right? That's also one aspect of it. Because that's, I guess, my biggest, the easiest thing for me has always been selling, because it comes naturally. And it's not so much selling from a space of trying to convince somebody. It's just selling from a space of believing in it, right? Knowing it. And that's kind of what makes it. So what you said, the energy you feel is always, that's who I am. That's been who I've always been. So I want to extend that to somebody, like, be the seed of inspiration, like, just drop it, because I know in the end it's about the person just doing his own thing and going through his own journey, but at the same time is dropping that seed of inspiration and seeing that light and that fire go on and say, like, listen, this is awesome. Like, and this is kind of what I touched on on the product in a way, and I felt that in a bit. So yeah, maybe that's why I'm here.
I see. And hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you somewhere around your mid 40s?
39. I look older. So I'm almost 40, yeah.
Yeah, so the reason I say that is because it seems that you've reached a stage in your life where people in their 20s and their 30s, they are not there yet, because I'll give you the long answer and the short answer. The short answer is basically I feel that you have reached a stage where you have found your voice and you want to help other people find theirs. So yes, the money, it's part of the conversation, but there's something more. And I feel like that's the thing. That's the short answer. The long answer is, and I feel that this will give you a lot of clarity, is there are 4 main points that should be your primary focus right now, as far as finding that solution. So the first one, obviously, it's a very technical thing. It's basically finding your position in the marketplace. So yes, you have a gift, you have a solution for the market, but it won't be for everyone yet. So we're gonna have to identify the ideal starting position, right? That's like who you're gonna help and how. Okay, so this is a question of your niche. Okay, and number 2 is a question of structure, and this has to do with the know-how. Okay, the know-how. So what are the series of clear steps that I have to take to get the most important, because now we are at the starting stage. So we don't want, all the complicated stuff. We just want the important pieces of the foundation. Instead of 100 things, right? It's like your jab, your cross, your roundhouse kick. What are the 2 to 3 things that if I just focus on, I can have a very strong and accurate foundation, right? Because the last thing we want is, 100 things, a bit of things here, a bit of things there, and then it's like, what really counts, right? So we want a clear structure and system so that we don't waste time running in circles, and figuring this out. So that's number 2. Number 3 is internal issue. That is your self-belief. Like a lot of beginning coaches, and this is very natural. It's a bit like the imposter syndrome, because I haven't helped anyone yet. How do I know that I can really, help someone? So this is an internal belief issue. And number 4 is basically just strategizing in terms of your daily vehicle so that you don't get burnout, and what is the 4 to 6 tasks in a day that if you fulfill it, then you will have that consistency to enjoy this building process and not get burnout. It's kind of like the sweet spot. Because otherwise you're gonna get burnout, or you might do too little, right? So these are the 4 things that I've identified that if you are able to nail down, you will be well on your way to achieve your goals, if I'm understanding your situation correctly.
Yeah, pretty much. That's good. I like it. Really awesome. I think the structure element, the first 2 definitely. And I mean, by default, if I feel I'm creating value, the energy comes, then the rest I think unfolds. But it's good. This already gives me good structure to work with. I think this is what I was kind of missing as well.
Yeah, I can feel your enthusiasm just about to explode right now. So your students will be very lucky people. So based on this conversation, I feel that it's important to have a second conversation with Saba, and she will go deeper into the 4 things that I've just shared with you. Would you like that?
Yeah, I would.
So we are nearing the end of the week. How about let's schedule a time for next week for you to have that deeper level conversation with Saba?
Yeah, let me just check my schedule also this where. 1 second. What's good on her side?
What's good on her side is... Okay, so we have to do some time conversion here. Can you tell me what is the time zone you use?
GMT +2, I think. Let's just double check. What's my time zone? Central Africa time. GMT +2. Yes.
Okay, which means that you are 7 hours
Ahead.
ahead.
No, behind. Sorry, you guys are ahead. You at 3 p.m. I'm at. You are which day is today for you? It's Friday, right?
I'm in Singapore, but she is in Chicago, and next week she might be in Florida, so there might be 1 hour difference.
So you are in Singapore. That's so
I'm in
cool.
Singapore.
We want to go to Singapore. So one of our big missions in life is to go to Singapore.
Really?
We love
Why?
Singapore. Because the country, I am so inspired. You know, the way, the values, the belief systems, the cultures, the foods, the education, the tech, it speaks to us, it's just on another level. So we love it. We've been looking at it for quite some time.
It's a great place to live, very safe, everything runs.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at Monday, 11 a.m. Chicago time, which means it's 7 hours behind, which means it's 6 p.m. CAT.
6 p.m. in the evening, Monday.
Yes.
Okay. Let me just double check. That can work. Perfect.
Wonderful. Okay.
So Monday is the 21st, right?
Monday is the 21st, yes. So I'm about to send you the details just for verification.
Yeah. And then I can accept the invite, right?
Yes.
Okay. 6 p.m. That's perfect.
Okay. So info@desertsands.com.
Yeah, the will code, buddy. I don't know why it's not going through, but you can send there. That's perfect.
Okay.
You must actually let me know because but I'll have that discussion just now. We checked in Singapore, Airbnbs aren't really allowed. But we were looking at, if there's an entity like Perfect Stay, which manages the Airbnbs, is that allowed? Would you know?
Well, the government here is very smart, so
yeah.
Yeah, they want to prevent that for their own reasons. I think they want the hotels to earn money or something like that. So yeah. Hey, I've just sent the schedule to your email. Could you take a look and let me know if the details are correct?
6 to 7 p.m. Perfect. I'm accepting.
So next week she might be back in Florida, so there might be a 1 hour difference. So keep a lookout for that, and I will update you on that as well.
Okay. Okay, 100%. Brilliant.
Okay, so are the details correct?
Yeah, they're perfect.
Awesome. I did just check. I'm really inspired by your story. I hope that in 4 to 6 months down this year, you can have an awesome creation for your students, your following, and I will be looking forward to following your work as well. Curious, to see what you will be creating for your students.
Awesome.
So if throughout the week you have any questions, just send it to me, and I will be sending you some details to help you better prepare for the call with Sabah as well. So keep a lookout for that.
I will do that. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Have a great day, Wilco.
I like the Himalayan rock crystal lamp there. Cool. Thanks, man.
Oh, you can see it. Okay.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Take care, man.
Take care.
Thank you. This was awesome.